Hi everyone. Today, we will be sharing with you some useful information on what to look out for in the formulation of a complementary health product, or CHP. In particular, we want to help you spot the ingredient red flags. At the end of this video, you will be able to understand the rationale of why some ingredients are prohibited and hence be able to identify such ingredients and never include them in your CHP. You will also learn more about the principles behind the different restrictions put in place for specific ingredients, such as a maximum limit or the inclusion of appropriate cautionary statement, and apply them to your product.
Henry. Phoebe. I found some new popular complementary health products while I was overseas that I think can sell really well in Singapore.
That's great, Charles. I presume you have checked them against the relevant guidelines.
Of course I have. Besides, I told you these are popular products overseas. I am sure they are fine.
It never hurts to be more careful though. I believe there are some ingredients that may be used in CHP-like products in other countries that are not allowed in Singapore.
You are absolutely right, Phoebe. Let me elaborate. As you already know, the scope of ingredients for CHP are generally ingredients derived from natural sources, whether it is a plant extract like ginseng or echinacea, an animal-sourced material like fish oil or chondroitin, or simply vitamins and minerals. However, just because an ingredient is natural does not mean it is guaranteed to be safe. We can broadly consider these ingredients of concern into two groups. First, we have your prohibited ingredients. Prohibited ingredients, as the name suggests, refer to ingredients that are not allowed in CHP at all. The second group would be the restricted ingredients. Restricted ingredient can be used in CHP because there are ways to mitigate the risks. Let's explore the prohibited ingredients first. Like I mentioned just now, prohibited ingredients are absolutely not allowed for use in CHP. But why are they not allowed? There are two key reasons on why a substance is prohibited in CHP. Firstly, a substance is prohibited if it may adversely affect human health. For example, Digitalis species contain cardiac glycosides that can cause severe adverse effects such as life-threatening heart rhythm abnormalities, nausea, vomiting, confusion, and visual disturbances. Even small amounts can be toxic. These effects can require emergency medical treatment, hospitalization, and in severe cases can be life-threatening. As such, Digitalis species are prohibited to protect consumers from serious cardiac complications. The second reason to prohibit a substance is in a scenario where an active ingredient has inherent pharmacological properties. These substances have significant biological effects on the body's systems and are intended to address medical conditions that require proper diagnosis and ongoing monitoring. By prohibiting these substances in CHP, products containing such substances will remain under proper medical supervision. Based on the considerations that were shared above, CHP must not contain any of the potent medicinal substances controlled under the following: the Poisons Act 1938 and Poison Rules, the Misuse of Drugs Act 1973 and its regulations, the Health Products, Therapeutic Products, Regulations 2016, and the Health Products, Active Ingredients, Regulations 2023. In addition, the ASEAN Product Working Group for Traditional Medicines and Health Supplements has agreed on a set of guiding principles for inclusion into or exclusion from the negative list of substances for traditional medicines and health supplements. The identified substances are named in the appendixes of the guiding principles. There are other considerations as well. Substances derived from human parts, such as human placenta or human blood components, are prohibited for use in CHP due to serious safety and ethical concerns. The Endangered Species Act is meant to protect threatened wildlife populations of animals and plants from exploitation and illegal trade. A Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora import permit may be needed from NParks. Animals' parts such as rhino horn and elephant tusk, which are sometimes sought after in traditional remedies, are strictly controlled under this Act. Last but not least, CHP should not contain undeclared active ingredients because consumers have the right to know exactly what they are consuming. Hidden compounds can cause dangerous interactions with prescribed medications or lead to unexpected adverse effects. Undeclared ingredients prevent healthcare professionals from making informed treatment decisions and can result in accidental overdose if consumers unknowingly take multiple products containing the same active substance. In summary, remember to make sure the prohibited substances, especially those listed in the following, are not found in CHP. Also, make sure the product only contains what is declared on the label.
I have checked through the formulation of all the products and they do not contain any prohibited ingredients.
How about restricted ingredients? As Henry has shared earlier, there are two sets of ingredients that we need to look out for: prohibited and restricted ingredients. Let me share more about restricted ingredients. A restricted ingredient can be used in a CHP if the required restrictions are met. There are generally two types of requirements. Some ingredients are beneficial and safe when consumed in appropriate amounts, but can cause problems when taken in excess. These substances may lead to side effects, such as digestive upset, if consumed beyond certain thresholds. Therefore, maximum limits are established to ensure consumers can safely benefit from these ingredients while preventing potential harm from overconsumption. Certain ingredients, while generally safe for most people, may pose specific risks to particular groups or situations. These substances might interact with common medications or affect existing medical conditions. For these ingredients, cautionary statements are required to alert consumers and healthcare providers about potential risks. Here are some examples of different ingredients and the consideration behind their requirements. Iron is a mineral that helps form red blood cells and supports their proper function. While iron supplementation can be beneficial, high doses commonly cause digestive side effects, including nausea, stomach pain, and constipation. Therefore, maximum limits are established to minimize the risk of digestive complications that occur with excessive iron intake. Ginkgo biloba is widely used to support cognitive function. However, ginkgo has natural blood-thinning properties that can increase the risk of bleeding, particularly when combined with anticoagulant medications like warfarin or aspirin, or in individuals who already have bleeding tendencies. Therefore, a cautionary statement is required to ensure consumers are aware of these risks and consult healthcare professionals when appropriate. Lastly, coenzyme Q10 is commonly used to support cardiovascular health. While generally well tolerated, high doses can cause digestive discomfort including nausea, stomach upset, and diarrhea. Additionally, CoQ10 has a similar chemical structure to vitamin K and may interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin, thus increasing the risk of dangerous blood clots. Therefore, CoQ10 requires both maximum limits and a cautionary statement. We should always check for ingredient-specific restriction on the HSA website to ensure we have met the necessary requirements before selling the products. To summarize, some ingredients require additional restrictions to ensure that the quantity present is safe for the general adult population, or that there are sufficient information on the label to allow consumers to make informed choices. We can refer to the guidelines on the HSA website for more information.
All right. Maximum limit checked, cautionary statements done. I think we are good to go.
Just one more thing. There are some ingredients that do not have any specific restrictions but have potential safety concerns. For example, caffeine is known to have stimulatory effects. While there is no mandatory cautionary statement, we may want to consider informing consumers of the caffeine content in our product just to mitigate the risk of overconsumption. The bottom line is, as dealers, we are responsible for ensuring every product we sell meets safety standards and protects consumer health. On top of looking out of these ingredient red flags, we must continue to conduct thorough safety evaluations of all ingredients and finished products. This includes reviewing literature reference, checking for known interactions, and ensuring all components meet safety standards. We should also actively track and document any negative reactions or side effects reported by consumers. This ongoing surveillance helps identify safety issues early and allows for prompt corrective action to protect public health. We must stay informed about new safety concerns, regulatory updates, and scientific findings that may affect our products. This includes monitoring health authorities' announcements and emerging research on ingredient safety. Lastly, we should keep comprehensive documentation of all safety assessments, adverse event reports, and supporting evidence. This documentation must be readily available to provide to authorities when requested to demonstrate due diligence in safety management. At the end of the day, everything we have discussed comes down to one fundamental goal: protecting consumer safety.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you have gained a clear understanding of your responsibilities as a dealer in ensuring product safety when it comes to prohibited and restricted ingredients. Remember to always check that your products do not contain any prohibited ingredients. Ensure your products meet all necessary requirements, including maximum limits and proper labeling of cautionary statements. And finally, continue to monitor adverse events and stay updated on emerging safety concerns. For detailed information on specific prohibited and restricted ingredients, please refer to our guidelines, which can be found on the HSA website. We have reached the end of the video. Thank you for watching.